Hello, I'm Crystal Carter, and this is A Closer Look. We all love our pets, but have you ever thought about the health benefits that they bring to our life? Or between us and our fur babies, maybe we live a little longer and can be a little healthier. My guest today is Dr. Kelly Fishman from Strut Animal. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Crystal. Thank you.
The first thing that I want to know is what is the connection between human and canine longevity?
Well, the benefits of having a dog are numerous on our health end. So, for example, dogs keep you moving, keep you fit. We all know that. People run with their dogs all the time. Another not so well-known fact is that people who have dogs and cats have more youthful brains, especially those seniors. So if you're a senior citizen, having a dog is keeping you younger physically and mentally. People who just came out of surgery or had a stroke or heart attack, they're going to recover faster and better if they have a canine or feline companion. So there's so many wonderful things that they do for us, and we're just here to help them live longer and healthier lives.
And I heard the wildest statistic yesterday, and that is having a pet, a dog or a cat, is the equivalent of getting a $90,000 raise to your brain. So what is it about our pets that helps with their mental health and makes us feel like we've essentially won the lottery?
I mean, not only the stress relief, that's pretty obvious. We, give them a cuddle after a hard day, but it's something about the responsibility of owning a pet, having to, remember to take care of them every day, walk them, those sorts of things just really help with memory and stress relief, which are very important.
And we know, especially for our dog friends, they love to get exercise. But how important is that exercise actually to them and their overall health?
So important. So a lot of the dogs these days are pretty sedentary. You could think of dogs maybe, 50 to 70 years ago. They were a lot more active, running around their yards a lot more, going on longer neighborhood walks. Most of the dogs today stay inside and are a bit of couch potatoes. So part of what I see as a physical rehab veterinarian and someone who works with dogs with mobility issues is that we get this weekend warrior dog. So your dog's been on the couch all weekend, they get home, it's a nice sunny weekend, you're home and you want to go out, you go to the beach, and then you're running really hard and they come up a bit sore and lame. So certainly, maintaining a regular workout routine with your dog is very important.
And when they do perhaps get injured, so I know our production director, Michael, his dog took a spill on the ice and is still not better. Can we introduce things to them, like maybe a Cosequin to help with those muscle damage? Or are there other things that we should be doing and checking out if something like that happens?
Well, certainly first getting, senior vet is obvious. That's a, thing. You get a diagnosis, you get, help. But it's very important to keep the joints and the muscles healthy. And that's where my area of veterinary medicine, where we specialize in. So when I think of joint health, of course, joint supplements are great. Collagen actually is a great thing to add to your dog's supplement routine. It's going to help with the joints. It's going to help with their skin and their fur. And then while you're taking care of the joint health, you cannot forget about muscle health. And this is something that no one really thinks out about. Most of your regular vets do not talk to you about going to pick out a doggy protein powder. So I love an ingredient called fortotropin. And what fortotropin is, it's an all-natural fertilized egg yolk product. And that's been proven to help muscle loss or stop muscle loss after injury. So if your dog slipped in the ice, they have an injury, or if they have arthritis, just had surgery, or even as a preventative, I use fortotropin to help stimulate muscle after injury and then help build muscle. So it's even more than would be a protein powder. It's actually something that is helping with muscle loss, which is really incredible.
And I know for me, I tend to look at my dog as still a puppy, and he's 5 because he's so small in size. He's about 15 pounds. Where does that line get drawn where we should get them out of this puppy phase and kind of more into understanding that they're a dog that needs more care, more supplements, and that we need to be paying a little more attention to their overall health?
Right. So when do they become a senior? And senior is what we want to think of because they're changing, they're losing their hearing, they're losing their vision, they're losing muscle mass as well. It's harder for them to get around. So what can you do? First of all, is knowing when your dog becomes a senior. So if you have a small breed dog that's around, 12 to 15 years old, if you have a large breed dog, like a Great Dane, that could be as early as 7. So I don't know what your dog's breed is, but you said small. So maybe right about now, I wouldn't be saying my dog's a senior, but I want to do prevention, getting them on that high quality joint supplement, good food, high quality food, and then even considering, like I said, thinking about the muscle condition, so that as they become a senior, they're going to live their longest, best life.
And you have talked about food, and probably one of the biggest debates between pet owners are things like, do I give them the dry food and the dry food only? Do I give them food from our table, make it special as in chicken or carrots? Or do I buy something pre-prepared? What actually is best for a pet's health?
So obviously what's best is what you could afford and what's, accessible to you. So I always suggest if you could just add a little bit of fresh veggies. So if you feed kibble, that's fine. If you feed canned food, that's fine. If you're one of those pet parents who can home cook and add vitamins and do that, that's also wonderful. But taking a little bit of fresh veggies, things like green beans, Brussels sprouts, carrots, those are all great ways to add fiber, nutrients, without having extra calories, which is also something we worry about in our dogs.
And what about the raw diets? Are they okay for dogs?
So raw diets are controversial in veterinary medicine, and every vet's going to have a different opinion about that. I believe that raw diets that are properly, balanced and have as much, nutrition, they're meeting standards, like basic standards. I think those are safe and fine to feed. Now, that's a preference that every veterinarian is going to disagree with because there are risks for bacterial contamination with raw diets. Now, I think that if you're a safe, responsible pet owner and you're just aware of that, there are good diets to feed.
And one thing that is also controversial about pets and pet health is the introduction or use of either medications or CBD type supplements in order for them to maybe calm down or things like that. Maybe their dog is a little high strung, and so they're given a dog dose of maybe like a Valium, or they're given CBD. Is that actually healthy for a dog, or should they just be able to be their natural self?
I mean, if I could be my natural self before going to the dentist, then I guess, listen, they get anxiety with situations just like we do. So you can do something like a CBD, certainly doing it an hour or two before, certain stressful situations can be helpful. You want to be careful with the CBD product because our dogs are very sensitive to cannabinoids. So if you feed something or give something that is specifically made by a reputable company and is a dog product, and it has safety and efficacy studies behind it, and there are several studies showing that it can be beneficial, then it's a perfectly fine thing to add. And then if you want to go on and actually talk to your veterinarian, we have great protocols for de-stressing dogs, and we have very safe medications that we can offer, several different kinds. So certainly talk to your vet, but starting with a dog CBD would be a great place as well.
And one of the things that we also tend to do is toddlerize our pets. So they're treated a little more like humans, a little less like dogs, or sometimes even cats. I've even at this point seen monkeys in pajamas. Are we doing a disservice to our pets in allowing this? Should we just let dogs be dogs and do dog things?
I don't know. I'm not going to judge anyone or say that I put my cat and when the football team's like winning, we'll put them in his jersey. So I can't. I think I'm biased because, I dress my cat up as, yes, he's a good luck for our, for the teams that we're rooting for. So I think I can't comment.
But maybe we do let them walk instead of putting them in the stroller and taking them for the stroller.
Yeah. So certainly I agree. Like dogs are dogs, and one of the things about them that's wonderful is despite getting older, despite having injury, they still want to keep going. They want to go on walks. They want to like interact with us, and we should, not stymie that at all.
And one last question. On a day, so here today the weather is not the best. If the weather is not the best somewhere, but your dog still needs to go out because they crave being outside, what are 3 quick exercises that we can do with them?
Yeah, so a couple of wonderful ones. So I love teaching people to do something what I call doggy ninja warrior. And what this is you can take a couch cushion, a bit of an air mattress, a couple unstable surfaces, and then just put them in a line on your floor. And then your dog can walk up and over it. It's challenging their balance, it's building their overall muscle strength. It's a great thing you can do. So there's a couple videos of those on my website, if anyone ever wants to look at that, or on my Instagram. Another thing you can do is you can teach your dog how to do dog squats or dog push-ups. So a quick little, morning workout routine for your dogs is great. And then you can end with a nice gentle spine stretch where you take a cookie or a dog treat and put it to your dog's muzzle and just move their head back and forth. And that stretches the spine and kind of warms up and cools them down, after exercise. Or if you need to go on a walk and it's a cold day, it's snowing or just bad weather, you could even do that dog yoga to warm them up before.
And for those interested, could you give us the website where they can learn more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So my website is Strut Animal, and my Instagram is Strut Animal as well. And if they're interested in that Fortitropin muscle product I discussed, that's available at MYOS PET. But yes, if anyone's ever interested in learning more about dog physical rehabilitation or exercises, please visit Strut Animal and or reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer questions.
Dr. Kelly Fishman, thank you so much for being with us. We have learned so much today about our pets.
Thank you, Crystal. It's nice talking to you.
And great talking to you too. I'm Crystal Carter, and this has been A Closer Look.